Hello and welcome to our Busy Webinar. This is Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb, welcoming you again to Testimonials and Reviews. We're going to talk about how to get great reviews, how to publish those reviews, why they matter to your business, and what you can do to get great reviews as well as handle the negatives. So we're going to get right to it today. First, a couple of housekeeping details. I'm going to switch back over to my other account here so you can see. And if you would like to ask questions or submit an issue that you would like us to cover today, here's how to do it. If you would like, you can either review our content by clicking play in this window, which is probably what you did so far. However, if you would like to ask questions live during the event, I'm going to be switching back and forth to the Hangouts to take questions during the event. If you click on this link that I'm highlighting right here on Google+, if you click that, it's going to take you to a page that looks a lot like this. Inside of this Hangout window, you'll see that there's a link to the Hangout that says Q&A and live. Note, if you're watching this after the event on Wednesday, the 23rd, you're not going to see the live part, but you will still see Q&A. What you do then is you click on play, and you may be prompted to enter in an account or an email address in order to ask questions, but never fear, your details won't be shared with anyone. We take care of all of that for you. So feel free to ask those questions. When you want to ask a question, in the lower right-hand corner, there is a link to ask a new question. And if you simply click that button to ask a new question, a little dialog window pops up and you can ask a question here or offer an anecdote for us to help with. So that's how you get a hold of that. And you'll see it pops up right here in the list, so everyone will be able to see that. And I'll be able to see that when I switch back and forth to Chrome. So thanks again for joining. Here's a couple of details about what we're going to cover today. We're going to go through a little bit about BizzyWeb, who we are, what we do, and then we're going to get right into testimonials and reviews. We're going to talk about where to ask for reviews, how to receive more reviews, how to showcase those positive reviews that you do get, and how to deal with negative feedback to keep your reviews as positive as possible. Note that some businesses will always have some negative reviews, and it's impossible to keep everyone happy 100% of the time, but we're going to share with you how to best handle folks that are unhappy with your service and that have reviewed you and who you feel you want to engage with. So we'll get right into that. Next up, we'll talk about who we are. Of course, here's a few pictures of our hive located in Champlin, Minnesota. We have clients all over the world, and we do a lot of things inside of our marketing. Most of that is either in web design or in our Buzz Builders marketing services. Our team of 14 folks does serve those clients all over the world. We're based right here in Champlin, Minnesota, which is just a little bit north of Minneapolis. And here's a few photos of the hive. We'd love to have you stop by sometime when you're around. We are a web design and digital marketing company. Here's some examples of our websites. But in addition to the website work, we build our sites so that when you publish to your WordPress-powered website, your website automatically integrates and publishes to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, Tumblr, and more. We also do email marketing, and we are a constant contact authorized local expert who also happens to be master certified. And we have Google certified, WordPress certified, and all kinds of other certifications with our team. And we help clients on anything from their online marketing to Google AdWords to content writing, email newsletters, what have you. Our Buzz Builders programs can essentially replace or augment your marketing team and help you to get the word out about what matters most for your business by a team of professionals. So let's get into testimonials and reviews. There's a lot of things that you need to know inside of garnering great testimonials and great reviews. You, of course, want to accentuate the positive, but why even collect the testimonials, and why go to that troublesome step of having to ask your customers to tell you what they thought of you? Well, first, your prospects absolutely want proof about who you are and what you do. It's called social proof. And the idea of having testimonials on your website, on Facebook, on all of the other networking and social marketing channels is to allay your customers' concerns, prove to those customers that you are the solution that they've been looking for, and basically just help them to feel confident that they should work with you. Proof equals trust. When people have proof that you are who you say you are and you do what you claim to do, that leads to more business. And it might be more leads into your business. It might be landing new deals or making new sales. But really, one of the best and easiest ways to get that new business is to either collect it from folks that already know you, or to move on and to collect from folks that don't know you, but who receive or believe in the testimonials that they see on your website, or especially if it's shared via Facebook or other social networks, getting that secondary review, that recommendation from others can make a huge difference to your business. The key is you really want to let your fans sell for you. We all, if we're doing a good job in our businesses, should be collecting all kinds of great feedback and positive praise from our clients. The key is to take that positive praise and make it work for you in the real world. How does that look on a day-to-day basis? Well, of course, as a business, you're going to provide a wow experience. When you provide that amazing experience, the things that you do, you're going to ask them and connect with them and really provide some way to entice them to stay in touch. It might be subscribe to our newsletter. It might be fill out this form. It might be follow us on Facebook or connect up or stop by for a happy hour. Whatever that is that keeps your customers connected and builds on that wow experience is going to in turn engage your clients and make them feel more confident in you and to keep closing that loop. That loop then will continue to drive business back to you, but it also drives social visibility. So if someone posts a positive review of your business on Facebook or on Twitter, or if they submit an emailed testimonial, or if you get a video of them and you post that on YouTube, that drives that social visibility. So people that might not know about you, but may be connected with the people that are reviewing you, could then see how wonderful your company is or your organization is, and that in turn will drive new prospects to your door. So this is the new circle of life for business. Of course, we've always done the provide a wow experience, and a few savvy marketers might entice people to stay in touch and continue to engage, but social media in particular allows folks to drive social visibility, to gain trust with those we don't even know, to warm up those leads, and to make sure that everyone already knows something about you and knows that they can trust you wherever they are. So, you know why. Now let's talk about where. There's one-stop shop really for most of the things that we're going to talk about today, and that's to go into moz.com/local. And I'm going to step aside for a moment and show you the Moz local page to show you how truly easy this actually is. Moz allows you one-click access to local review pages on Facebook, Google+, Bing, Yahoo, Yelp, Foursquare, and gives you single-click access to those reviews. In addition, once you've got your page set up on Google+, you can set up Google My Business to help you manage reviews across the web, but also to continue to garner and gain additional reviews or suggestions on the most important search engine, the most used search engine in the world, Google. With Yelp, there are a few hoops that you have to jump through, but with Facebook, Yahoo, Bing, Foursquare, it's all pretty simple. So let me switch over to the Hangout and just make sure that first, you don't have any questions, and second, to demo Moz Local for you. So if you go to moz.com/local, or simply if you just type in Moz Local in Google, this is what's going to pop up for you. You can then simply enter your business name, in my case, BizzyWeb, and your zip code, in my case, 55316, and then you're going to check your business listing. This pops up with a quick thing, takes about 10 to 15 seconds, and then you'll see all of the listings that you review for. Now, this is an old listing that we've settled out in the past, but the current one at BizzyWeb, at our address and with our phone number, is the one that we want to focus on. By the way, if you have a number of different posts or a number of different places that are listed for you, it's probably just some small variation, either in email address or in phone number. Or, for example, before we changed ours up, we had North Commerce Drive and Commerce Drive North for our address. And so that showed up in two places. It doesn't really hurt you, but it makes your life of managing these reviews and these review pages a little bit more complicated. If I click on this BizzyWeb, this pops up right away, and it gives you a current score as well as how to get up to additional stuff. Now, this you can generally ignore. However, Moz Local does manage and maintain these for you. They've increased their pricing a little bit in the past couple of months. It's now $84, I believe, per year per location to manage all of these. So if you have a single store that has a number of locations, for example, that might be a little bit more spendy. But for most of our clients, especially those that only have one location, this is an absolute screaming deal to have them set up, maintain, and enhance all of your local pages. So what you see here is there's a listing of all of the main accounts, as well as photos that they've found for you. And you can see some examples of BizzyWeb's photos, and then some reviews. So I can see the top ones from Google on here right away. BizzyWeb is a wonderful company. We rebranded and redesigned our business websites with their help and knowledge and have found much success. We highly recommend them, which is wonderful. Great team, great events. BizzyWeb is a top-notch digital marketing company with the capability to help web development, social media, email campaigns, contact marketing, and much more. Holy moly. So thanks to our folks on that. And you can tell that we may have coached our clients a little bit to do that. The key thing is you want to make sure that you're not loading these in yourself, that you're instead getting those reviews from other folks. But in order to do that, you have to have your account set up. And the coolest thing about Moz Local is that with a single click, you can open up your account and get access to manage your business. So if I click on this, it takes me into BizzyWeb. I can click on BizzyWeb from inside of here, and then I can see my account and I can edit if I don't have anything on here that I can change up. So you can go in here, and there's actually an even better way to manage your reviews and your content on Google+, and I'll go into that in a couple of minutes. But once you go into this page, it gives you one-click access to all of those different spots. So if I wanted to edit my Facebook page, similarly, I would just open this up, and this takes us to the Facebook page on BizzyWeb. Inside of here, then, I can manage my reviews. We've got some very nice ratings on Facebook here. And so you reach out and you ask folks about those. So we've got reviews for BizzyWeb on here and some really cool stuff there. So I can manage and maintain that. And then we also have a number of other things that we can do inside of that. So very fun, very easy. Going back in here, there's some that aren't showing up. For example, right now, Foursquare is unable to connect with this tool right now, but Super Pages, Info Group, Localese, Factual, City Search, Insider Pages. What's this one? Doesn't even say. I think that's Hot or Best of the Web. Bing, Axiom, Yelp, Yellow Pages, and Hot Frog. Now, the big ones that I would have you take a look at are the ones that are highlighted in green here largely. Google, Facebook, also like Foursquare, but it's not connecting right now. The Bing one, and then Yelp, and probably those are the big four between Yelp, Bing, Foursquare, Facebook, Google. All of those should get some attention from you. So as you look at that, you can simply click on these accounts to open them up. If I wanted, for example, to go to my Yelp page, I would click on this, and I don't want to go into Yelp and jump through all those hoops. It's a little bit of a clunky interface for businesses on Yelp, but very much worth the effort to take the next steps on those things. So that's how to use Moz Local. And again, it's a simple click. And if you want to improve with Moz Local, again, it's $84 a year per location to get your listing details set up by them, which is just a fantastic, and it would take you much more time to take care of all of this stuff yourself. They'll actually do the verifications of the pages, submitting content, HTML links, all of that stuff that you might not want to deal with yourself. So very good use of your time and cash if you want to get that. And we actually make no money off of Moz Local. I just think it's a great service. So that's the review pages and how to get in there. So with Google+, again, you're going to use Google My Business. With Yelp, you're going to need to get some reviews to get shown on Moz Local at least. For Facebook, you can simply ask for reviews and stars. Yahoo, Bing, Foursquare rounds out the ones that I absolutely recommend. But any of the ones that show up on that Moz Local page can help. Some of them are paid services, some of them are not. But the free ones, and certainly the stuff where you can enter in your local company address, your information, and encourage people to submit reviews, is going to help you in the long run. One of the nicest parts about local pages is not only does it give you a great way to get reviews from people locally, but it also helps enhance your local rankings. If someone is searching for you on a mobile device, that mobile device knows where that person is. And if you are physically located nearer that person than your competition, you're going to show up on top. So it's a great way to boost your results for people that are already out shopping or just happen to be nearby. It's really fun. We happen to live off of a relatively trafficked, busy street, or Highway 169 here in Champlin, Minnesota. And we see a lot of reviews and a lot of searches right here locally. People will drive by, see the big BizzyWeb sign, wonder what we do. They'll Google us, and then they'll tell us, hey, I need a website. I need digital marketing. Can you help? Works out very slick. But if we didn't have any local pages, it would be very hard to change or to get that kind of result. I want to also quickly call out Google My Business. So once you go into Google, you can see in Google here that I have the BizzyWeb headquarters, some outside photos, some interior photos and other details, some reviews. All of that stuff is located handily nearby. You need to set up a Google+ page in order to edit and modify your content. So inside of Google+, you can manage and change content. So I would go in, and I need to go to my page. And if I don't already have a page, I can simply scroll and add a new page inside of this account. But since I already do have a page, I'm going to switch over to that page account. And then under this account, I see a link for Google My Business. So inside of Google My Business, this gives me some details on the type of traffic that I'm seeing, the photos that are listed on my Google or on my Google results. I can add a virtual tour or manage photos. I can manage my hours. I can take care of and edit on. I can get my site verified, as well as managing and changing the absolute address of my page. So if I clicked on edit here, you can change it. So for a lot of our clients, Google, for some reason or another, has the pin for their business on the wrong side of the road, or they've moved and Google hasn't caught up yet. You can quickly edit this page, and you can physically drag your pin to where it actually belongs. So for example, if I click edit marker location, I can zoom all the way in, and you can see exactly where we are. But for example, if I wanted to switch it to the other side of the building, I could do that just by clicking and dragging. And it lets me drag my content or my headquarters around wherever I am. And I will cancel this because I don't want to have that happen, and I will cancel that here as well. But here as well, I can change my phone number, my website URL. the categories that we serve, the hours, an introduction, which should be as laden with keywords as humanly possible. And then you can take care of all kinds of other fun stuff within your business. So that's inside of Edit Info. But then I can also look at reviews inside of this page. And so if I click on the Reviews tab up at the top, I can look through all of the wonderful stuff that's been posted by my clients. And if I wanted to add a response, I can simply do that here by clicking the View and Edit Response. And for example, right here, MO Studios, we did thank them and said, thank you, I'm glad your business is taking off. So very helpful, very easy, and it's good form to thank your reviewers, especially if they've given you a great review on here. I'll stop for one moment and ask everyone here, if you wouldn't mind, to do me a favor and go to google.com/+BizzyWeb and give us a review if you like us. So would love to have you do that. You can review right here by clicking on the star. And then if you do click on that star to provide a review for BizzyWeb, we'd definitely appreciate that. So if you go in and submit that review for BizzyWeb, it would be fantastic. And make sure that you give easy directions to submit reviews if you want your clients to review you. So on Facebook, tell them to go in and click on reviews and add a review. In Google+, same thing, Yelp, Yahoo, Foursquare, all of that. Make sure that you make it as easy as possible. You may even want to just draft up a card for how to review us. And one of our spa salon clients actually has a small business card that just said, if you loved your service today, here's how to give a little love back. And it gives links to their Google+ page, their Google My Business page, their Facebook page, their Yelp page, and tells them how to do the quick reviews. If you make it easy for people, they'll do it. If you make it hard, they probably won't. So that's how to get those reviews and how to get more of those reviews. I hinted on it a little bit, but the key thing is to simply just ask. When you talk with your clients, if you're delivering your product, maybe in your receipts, if you have a specific product, or if you're delivering a service, maybe at the end or during the experience of the service delivery, can I get your feedback or a few words on how we did or how we're doing? If the review or the feedback isn't positive, that gives you a chance to change it right there. But if it is positive, check out and connect with them to ask them some questions. And I've got some questions in the next slide, but interview them and ask them a few short questions looking for specifics that you can share. Just to have a client review that says simply, great company, would work with again, that's okay, but it's much more powerful to have the link that Obed and Megan gave us. They changed our branding, they updated our website, they helped us with all of our marketing, and our company is in a different world now that we've worked with BizzyWeb. That's an entirely different review than 5 stars, thanks again. So ask them, would you mind if we used some of your feedback in our marketing? And have them write that down. So send them an email, type up your notes and email it to them, and then have them reply with okay, so that you've got some details or some paper trail, as it were, of their approval that you can use that content. Make sure that you always represent it fairly and fully. Don't edit their responses, and make sure that if you do want to change things or switch it up, that you send that back to that company, that person, for their approval before you publish it. Also, don't pad with false reviews, of course. Don't log in as other people. Google knows about that kind of stuff. If you're logging in and have a number of different reviews, all from the same IP address, that can be very difficult and it won't show up. And so, just be authentic, be real, give them an easy way to do it. Posting things on your website, posting things everywhere else, which again, I'll talk about in a little bit. Make sure that you share easily, make sure that you have them share wherever possible. And here are some questions to tease out great responses. First, why did you choose us? Next, Were you concerned about anything before we started? This kind of gets into their heads a little bit on what the experience was or what their issues were and the service and solution that you offer. What happened after you purchased, signed, or we began? And that'll get to a little bit of the details. And again, you should take notes on this. What results did you get? And what was the best part about working with us? And who would you recommend us to? That who you would recommend us to is important because that might give you an easy in to collect direct referrals or references from people that your clients know that you don't. So if you want a hot lead, have a delighted customer give you the name of someone that could use your services. Connect with them and say, my customer referred me over to you. Be sure to use their name. So Jane referred me to you and said that you might be able to benefit from our products and services. Would you be interested in hearing about more? So going into that and giving that review. When you're showcasing that positive review, here's where to put them. Your website, brochures, invoices, email signatures, your YouTube channel, newsletters, social media, basically anywhere it makes sense. Make sure that you share that content and make it available wherever it makes sense. You don't want to overdo it. Having 500 reviews on your website, unless you're on Amazon, is not going to help you. And it will tend to overflow or flood out the really great reviews. So better to connect and ask for great reviews and have, probably no more than a dozen fantastic reviews. Or if you want to have more types of reviews, break them down by category or service that you provide. And then you could have 3 or 4 per service. And you're searching for anecdotes. You're searching for details that are going to let people identify with the service that you provide and decide if you are right for them. So consider absolutely doing video reviews. And this is a tougher sell, but if you have your phone with you, for example, shooting a quick video on your phone and publishing that to YouTube, again, make sure that your client is okay with this and that you get their okay before you do publish. But if you can get great video testimonials, that says a whole lot more than a text-based referral or reference. So having that out there, at least getting photos if you can, at the very least, do their first name and their last initial so that people understand that these are real people. The key, the more anonymous your testimonials are, the more fake they appear to be to your clients. So you want to connect up and ask folks for real references. Make sure that you're clear how you're going to display it. After you get that reference or that referral, that testimonial up, make sure that you send a link to it or give your clients the final approval before you go live, and then make sure that you share. The best option, especially in social media, is to get your clients to post reviews for you. Instead of doing the quick recommendations on LinkedIn or the do they know how to button, then it's much easier to get like a full recommendation or it's much better to get a full recommendation for people. And if you want to get recommendations, one of the best ways to get testimonials and references is to provide testimonials and references to the people you want to be reviewed by. So submit a great referral to your client, telling them why it was great working with them and how powerful their services or software or whatever they do are. And then LinkedIn, if you do it via LinkedIn, is actually quite good at this. They say, go ahead and return the favor, and here's how to do so. Just be very upfront. Share with your clients, this is what we expect, this is what we ask, this is the benefit for you, this is what we're going to get out of it. Is that okay? But again, you need to get their results, their responses. You need to get their details from them and make sure that it makes sense for you and for your business. The easier you make it, the better it's going to be. So what do you do if there's negative reviews? Well, of course, make sure that you reply right away. Acknowledge and connect with that person and make sure that as soon as possible you take that offline. You don't want to attack the reviewer. This is especially true if the reviewer or the issue, if they're just irrational, or if things don't quite make sense. There may just be a misunderstanding. Most times, people just want to be heard. The fact that you're hearing them, connecting with them, taking the connection offline, they don't have to give money back unless that's appropriate. You don't have to admit fault or guilt unless that's appropriate. But make sure that you acknowledge, thank you so much for sending in that note. We are sorry that you're having this issue. Let's take it offline to see if we can't find a quick resolution. Ask folks for that, change that up, and turn the connection from a negative experience to a positive one by making them feel heard, helped, and valued. The thing that you don't want to do ever is attack the reviewer, saying this person's crazy, they have no idea what they're talking about, we never liked them anyway, they were a pain in the butt from the start. None of that is productive. As a business, as an organization, you are not the underdog. People love rooting for the underdog, and you are not that entity. So make sure that you represent yourself well. Take it offline. Something that was really fun was when Bart, the San Francisco Bart Twitter account, just last week, have published a bunch of great content. So this is taken right out of their feed from today. On March 17, Adam B posts, reality is that you've done, and I blanked out the naughty word on here about this forever, get to work. And SF Bart responded, actually, our workers have done an extraordinary job of keeping the system working as long as it has. So they're responding, they're being authentic. Agreed, but chicken wire and bubblegum only solve your problems for so long. And SF Bart said, exactly, it's like roof repair, can patch here and there, but eventually it must be replaced. Bart is considering a $3.5 billion bond. And Adam B said, I like this new Bart comms, keep it real. Connect, relay, and share authentically. If you have an issue, don't attack. Instead, take it offline and acknowledge and connect with that person. That is the way to handle negative feedback. So let's go through just finally and in summary, and then I'm going to go back over to the web and I'll take a few more questions. So this is your chance if you do have questions. Look for feedback and reviews wherever you can. Ask your clients for those reviews. Connect up with them. Give them that opportunity, especially when it's very clear that they're delighted with you. Take advantage of that moment and say, hey, would you mind if I just interviewed you and got a couple of quotes from you that I could use in a testimonial in our marketing? And 9 times out of 10, people will be delighted to do that. Make sure that you share back with them and share what you're going to say and get written approval via email of, yes, this is okay for me to use. Make it easy for clients to submit testimonials. So you may have a feedback form and give them a button that says, yes, please use this, or yes, I give my approval to use this in my company's marketing. Be proactive and use reviews wherever you can. It might be on the back of your business cards, might be on your menu if you're a restaurant. It might be in your receipts, it might be in your invoices, it's definitely going to be on your website. Think about Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest. Pinterest can be really interesting because you can throw a happy customer quote with a picture of them and post that right up to Pinterest. Instagram, you can do the same thing, but you have to be a little bit more creative and do that over a mobile device. There's all kinds of ways that you can share that content. And then, of course, take care of the negatives and help your customers. If you have an issue with a customer and if you have something that you need to take offline, take it offline immediately, acknowledge and respond. Burying your head in the sand and ignoring it is not going to help anything. The only thing worse than ignoring is attacking. So don't attack people that give you negative reviews. Instead, take them offline. And by the way, if you have someone with a personal vendetta or an internet troll that's obviously going after you and you can prove that you have no wrongdoing in this, reach out to the network in question. If it's a Google review, reach out to Google and you can report negative reviews. Yelp has a system for doing this, as does Foursquare, as does Bing. All of those places, you can get false reviews taken down. But again, the best thing to do is to try and meet that person midway, acknowledge them, apologize if appropriate, make sure that people understand and feel heard. And that will 9 times out of 10 just kind of let all of the air out of the argument and out of the heat of someone being upset with you. So make sure that you take care of that. And if you handle it well, it might even turn a negative review into a positive review and a fan for life. If you can proactively reach out to people. Comcast Cares did this for a long time, and they're still doing it to some extent. But if you look at Comcast Cares on Twitter, when people have issues, they post, Comcast sucks. I can't believe Comcast did this or that or whatever. Comcast actively monitors their Twitter account or Twitter in general for those types of comments. And they proactively reach out and they try to get people to direct message them or to connect or call them offline to handle the issue. It works because people love to get heard. So let me switch back, make sure that we've got any issues. Oh, and perfect. Steve has a couple of questions for us. First, how do you respond when you take it offline? I assume you should respond online saying, I will follow up with you privately. And Steve, that's an absolute, a fantastic question. The best thing to do is to be transparent to everyone involved, because if someone is posting something, what you can do is simply publish online. I don't understand. Oops. I assume you should Siri wanted to talk to me there for a minute. When people are publishing online or when they're reviewing you and they're looking at you, even if that's not the person that reviewed, someone else is probably seeing it. So what you want to do is absolutely and every time respond online saying, thank you so much for the feedback. We'd love to take this offline and connect with you in person to figure out the issue. And then it's also a best practice to respond after the fact and say, thank you so much, and I'm glad we got that issue taken care of. So make it clear and very public that this has been handled, that we listen, that we respond. Facebook actually gives a metric on how responsive a company is to questions or reviews. And so doing that immediately and taking care of that online while encouraging the person to connect with you offline can be very positive and very powerful. And secondarily, Steve, you asked, if I don't recognize the customer, how do I take it offline? The best way to do that is simply to ask them online if they can connect with you offline. This is easy on Twitter. You can just ask them to direct message you. You can give them a phone number to call. You can give them a contact us page on your website. Give them that next step and make that next step obvious. A word of caution, you probably don't want to publish your email address in any widely publicized venue such as Twitter. So putting out your email address might enter it into a spam collection tool, and then you may find yourself getting a lot of junk mail that you didn't want, or getting your mailing address shared and or flooded by someone that's harvested your email address because they saw it in the public search on Twitter. So the best way to get that person, if you don't recognize them, to take it offline is to tell them how to connect with you. Make it clear that you have responded to everyone else that's looking at this review, and if you can, and if that person doesn't respond and it's clear that there's a vendetta, you can feel free to share your side of the story. But again, it's important not to make it sound accusatory. So if something happened, and say, there's obviously a miscommunication here and we're working out details. I've asked this person to connect with me offline and I would love to connect with you, person. And then you leave it at that. Don't keep yourself up at night over these things. Make sure that you're asking those questions, that you're connecting up. But, in general, give them some means to connect with you, but you're going to have to leave it in their court. Unless it's a Facebook person or unless it's a Twitter account, you can send them a direct message if you have the connection to them. But make sure that you're taking advantage of every way you can and make it clear to everyone that you are taking it offline. No one understands, even if you call that person because you happen to know that customer, still respond online or in the same forum that that review was provided to share, thank you so much for your feedback. I'm glad we got a chance to connect via phone or whatever. And please let me know if you have additional issues or concerns, right? So very simple, very easy. Thank you, Steve, very much for those questions. If you have any other questions, I would love to take those from you. In general, wanted to cover a few more small things. First, as we go through here again, if you have any other questions, this is the time to do that. Make sure that you are subscribing up. And if you want to continue to sign up for BizzyWeb events, next month or next week, we have outside forces on the sales cycle. And so we'll show you how to roll with the punches and to keep yourself as seasonally optimized as possible, and maybe when to goose your results a little bit with advertising or some other proactive form of marketing, and how to keep your sales level as you move forward in the year. Then as we go into April, we have some really fun stuff coming up. We've got videos in YouTube, and then actually we have to catch up with our events on here, but we have a lot of really fun stuff coming up in BizzyWebinar's schedule. About once, maybe twice a month, we publish something on email marketing, and so I'm sure we're going to have some details inside of that. But again, continue to ask us questions, provide us that feedback, and if you have something that you would like to hear from me or someone on the BizzyWeb team, we'd love to provide that to you. The best way to subscribe to BizzyWebinars is simply to click on the BizzyWebinar. So if you wanted to go in for the one on the 30th on Outside Forces, you can review or you can schedule right here. So it says register today in blue letters. If you click that register, it's a simple form. We send you an email, and then after the event, you get an email right away with a link back to the recording in case you missed it or in case you weren't able to attend. So thank you all very much. I'm going to go through with just a couple more slides to focus things out. First, remember, BizzyWeb is a digital marketing agency that focuses not only on web design, WordPress-powered custom content that'll help you generate results, to the digital marketing side. We actively help our clients do the kinds of things that I've been talking about today. If you would like to know more, and if you happen to have your phone nearby, go ahead and text BIZZY to 22828, and we will send you our monthly newsletter and our weekly Bizzy events update to tell you what's coming up on our Bizzy webinars. So we'd love to connect with you and get some details from you on that. And then again, just go to bizzyweb.com/events. Every Wednesday from noon to 1 p.m., we publish a live webinar that we then record on Google Hangouts on Air. That goes into our YouTube channel, and we'd love to have you out there. If you want to check out our channel, it's at BizzyWeb.com in YouTube, or simply search for BizzyWeb when you get to your YouTube page. We'd love to have you out there and love to connect. Also in our blog, we have an entire library of helpful articles. We've got more than 210 Bizzy webinars that we've published out over the past 3 years, and would love to have you review any of those that are helpful and useful to you. Okay, I'm going to check one more time, make sure we have no more questions. Looks like we are good. So without further ado then, I'm going to close out the webinar. And if you do have a question, feel free to reach out to me at dave@bizzyweb.com. That's D-A-V-E @bizzyweb.com. And I'd love to help you offline and get more details for you on how to generate better testimonials and reviews for your business. Again, I am Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. Thank you so very much for joining us today. And remember, at BizzyWeb, we help you generate buzz without getting stung. Have a great week.